Noah, have you ever started something, a new habit, a new routine, a new version of yourself, and it went brilliantly for about 4 days?
4 days is generous. I once decided I was going to journal every morning. Very intentional, very calming, very beautiful idea.
And?
Day 1, wrote 3 pages. Very inspiring. Day 2, 1 page. Still good. Day 3, wrote the date and stopped. Day 4, I looked at the journal from across the room and felt guilty and closed my bedroom door.
You closed the door on the journal.
The journal and I needed space.
I completely understand. And honestly, if that story sounds familiar, if you have ever started something with real intention, and then slowly, quietly, without even deciding to stop, just stopped, this episode is for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Enjoy English with Noah, the podcast where real English meets real life. I'm Noah.
And I'm Mia. And today we are talking about why we quit things. Not because we are lazy, not because we don't care, but because we are human. And more importantly, how small habits can fix that.
This is a B2 level English conversation. The language is natural and a little more layered, but we keep it clear and easy to follow. So even if some words feel new, just stay with us. We explain everything as we go.
And we have something for you today. A small challenge. Write in the comments just one small habit you want to try this week. One. Not, I will completely transform my life by Sunday. Just one honest small thing. We read every single comment.
And later in the episode, we have our word tour. 6 B2 vocabulary words for talking about habits, progress, and real change. Really useful if you want to sound natural when you talk about self-improvement in English. But first, the conversation.
Okay, Noah, I want to start with something that I think people don't say out loud enough. Most people who quit a habit are not quitting because they stopped caring.
Right! They still care. They still want the thing.
They quit because the habit was designed to fail.
Oh, say more about that.
So think about when people usually start new habits. It's almost never on a regular Tuesday afternoon.
No, it is always Sunday evening. You've had a good weekend, you feel rested, you watched something motivating, maybe you cleaned your whole flat.
Oh yes, the clean flat energy, very dangerous.
Extremely dangerous. Because in clean flat energy, you believe anything is possible. You sit down and you write, wake up at 6, exercise for 40 minutes, meditate, read, study English, eat well, sleep by 10.
And that plan was written by Sunday Evening Noah.
Sunday Evening Noah is a completely different person from Wednesday Morning Noah.
Who is Wednesday Morning Noah?
Wednesday Morning Noah has not slept well. Wednesday Morning Noah has a meeting in 20 minutes that he forgot about. Wednesday Morning Noah looks at the habit list and feels personally attacked.
The habit list that Sunday Evening Noah wrote is now making Wednesday Morning Noah feel like a failure before the day has even started. And this is the real problem. We design habits for our best self and then feel ashamed when our real self can't keep up.
And the shame is what actually stops everything. Not the tiredness, not the busy schedule, the shame. Because once you feel like you've already failed, it's very easy to think, oh, well, I've already broken it. What's the point of continuing? The all or nothing thinking.
Exactly. And that's where small habits come in. Not because small is all you deserve, but because small habits are resilient.
Resilient. That is a great word for it.
Resilient means they can survive real life. They can survive the bad Tuesday. They can survive the missed day. They bend, but they don't break.
A small habit doesn't need your best day. It just needs 1 minute of your worst day.
Okay, so let's talk about what small actually means. Because I think when people hear make your habits small, they immediately feel a little embarrassed.
Like, is this all I'm capable of?
Exactly, because we are surrounded by people doing incredible things, running marathons, learning 3 languages, waking up at 5 a.m. looking perfectly rested.
Nobody looks rested at 5 a.m. That is a lie the internet tells.
Complete fiction. But honestly, I used to think a small goal was a sign of low ambition. Like, I will read 1 page before bed. That sounds almost too small to say out loud.
But here's the thing, Noah. A small habit is not a weak habit. A small habit is a consistent habit.
Consistent, meaning you actually keep doing it.
Yes, consistent means you do it regularly, not just when the conditions are perfect. And consistency is everything. A small action done every day will always beat a big action done once.
Always.
And the other thing about small habits is that they remove overwhelm.
Overwhelm. That feeling when something is just too much.
Yes, overwhelm is when the task feels so big that your brain refuses to even begin. You just look at it, and then you look at your phone instead.
I have never related to anything more in my entire life.
We all have. But a small habit is almost impossible to be overwhelmed by. If your goal is to study English for 2 minutes, what is your brain going to say? 2 minutes is too hard? No, 2 minutes is nothing. 2 minutes is what happens while you wait for your tea to cool down.
And what usually happens after the 2 minutes?
You keep going, because once you're started, the overwhelm disappears.
So the small goal is actually a trick to get you past the hardest part.
Exactly. Starting. Starting is almost always the hardest part. Small habits make starting feel like nothing.
So small is not about being unambitious. Small is about being clever. A role play. Choosing a real small habit. Let's make this real. Imagine you want to improve your English. I'll suggest different goal sizes. You tell me which one Wednesday Morning Noah can actually do. Okay, go ahead.
Study English for 1 hour every morning before work.
Wednesday Morning Noah is already anxious. No.
Study English for 20 minutes in the evening.
Maybe on a good day. Not consistent.
Listen to 1 English sentence out loud while you make your morning coffee.
Yes. Wednesday Morning Noah can do that. Even Thursday Morning Noah, who forgot to buy coffee, he can still do that.
Thursday Morning Noah is really struggling.
He's doing his best.
And that is a consistent habit. Not because it's impressive, but because it survives real life. Okay, Mia, I want to go a little deeper here because I think there's something happening with habits that people don't talk about enough.
Go ahead.
Every time you make a promise to yourself and you break it, something happens. Not just frustration, something quieter.
Your self-trust drops.
Self-trust. Trusting yourself.
Yes. Believing that when you say you are going to do something, you will actually do it. And self-trust is very quiet. You don't notice it disappearing. But after breaking enough promises to yourself, you start to doubt yourself before you even begin.
Like, I want to start this habit, but a small voice says, you won't keep it anyway.
Exactly that voice. And that voice gets louder every time a promise is broken.
That is uncomfortable to hear. And also very true.
But here's the good news. Self-trust can be rebuilt. And small habits are one of the best ways to do it.
How?
You make a small promise to yourself. You keep it. Then you keep it again. And again. And each time, you create a little piece of evidence that you are someone who follows through.
So the habit is almost not the point. The real point is proving something to yourself.
Exactly. Even if the habit is just saying 1 sentence out loud in English when you're nervous, you did what you said you would do. And that feeling, that quiet feeling of, I said I would and I did, that is how self-trust grows.
And I can actually feel that when it happens. There's this small sense of, okay, I'm someone who does this. It's not dramatic, it's just quiet and solid.
And that quiet, solid feeling slowly becomes part of how you see yourself. Not just what you are doing, but who you are.
So the habit stops being something you force yourself to do and starts being something you just are.
Yes. And that shift from discipline to identity, that is where real change begins to feel calm.
Roleplay. Rebuilding self-trust.
Let's do a quick scene. I've broken a lot of habits before. I'm trying to explain why I'm starting small this time.
Go ahead.
Honestly, I've tried big goals before and they never stick. So this time I'm starting really small. Not because the goal isn't important, but because I want to rebuild my self-trust first. I want to prove to myself that I can keep a promise before I make a bigger one.
That is actually the most mature thing I've heard someone say about habits.
Wednesday morning, Noah would be proud. End of roleplay.
Okay, let's talk about something I find really satisfying. Momentum.
Oh, I love this one.
So, momentum is that feeling when something is already moving and it feels easier to keep going than to stop.
Have you ever sat down to do one small thing and suddenly an hour has passed?
Every time I say, I'll just clean for 5 minutes.
And then your whole flat is reorganized.
I have moved furniture. But yes, that is momentum. Because starting is almost always the hardest part. Once you're moving, it gets easier.
And small habits are brilliant for momentum because they make starting almost effortless. If your goal is to open your English app for 2 minutes, the barrier to beginning is so low that it's very hard to say no. And what usually happens after the 2 minutes? You're already there, already open, already in the mindset, so you keep going.
So the small goal was never really about 2 minutes. The 2 minutes was just a trick to get you started.
A very kind, very clever trick.
I have been productively deceiving myself for years and did not know it.
That is honestly a skill. Own it.
But the important thing is, we're not talking about final results yet. Right now, we're just talking about movement, getting from 0 to 1. Because 0 is heavy. 0 has resistance. But once you're at 1, getting to 2 is so much easier.
Like a ball at the top of a hill. It needs a small push to start moving, but once it's rolling, it doesn't need much help.
Exactly that. And small habits give you the push.
And honestly, that feels so much kinder than waiting for a huge wave of motivation.
Much kinder. Because motivation comes and goes. But a small action is something you can choose, even when the motivation is quiet.
Okay, so we've talked about starting, self-trust, momentum. Now let's talk about what happens over weeks and months when you actually keep these small habits going.
The long game.
The long game. And this is where small habits get really interesting. Because small actions don't just add up, they compound.
Compound? Like in finance?
Exactly like that. In finance, compound interest means you earn interest on your interest. So the growth keeps building on itself.
And the same thing happens with habits and skills.
Yes. So it's not just 1 + 1 = 2. Each step makes the next step bigger.
If you learn one useful English phrase every day, after 30 days you have 30 phrases. But those phrases also make it easier to learn more because you have more context, more connections in your brain, more confidence.
So the progress is incremental, but it's not flat.
Incremental. That's a great word. Can you explain it?
Yes. Incremental means happening in small steps, gradually over time, not all at once. Like saving the same small amount of money every day. It feels like nothing on day 1. But after a year, you look at the total and think, how did that happen?
Because incremental progress is invisible in the moment. You can't see it on a Wednesday. You see it when you look back over 3 months and realize how far you've come.
Like growing your hair.
You cannot see it getting longer day by day. But 6 months later, you look in the mirror and think, oh, something definitely changed.
That is such a good example. And this is why people give up too early, Noah. They compare their day 3 to someone else's year 3.
And stop before the compounding really begins. Because compounding needs time. The most powerful growth happens after you've been consistent for a while.
So the best time to start a small habit is today. Because every day you wait is a day of compounding you miss.
That is a little bit motivating and a little bit alarming at the same time.
Welcome to the long game, Noah.
I feel inspired and slightly judged by my past self.
Okay, let's get practical. How do you actually choose a small habit that you will keep? Because I think this is where a lot of people go wrong.
Even when they know they should start small, they start small and then immediately make it bigger.
Noah, are you speaking from experience?
I said I would walk for 10 minutes. Within 2 weeks, I had booked a hiking trip.
Oh, why are you like this?
I genuinely do not know. Sunday evening Noah strikes again.
Okay, so first, make the habit very specific. Not, I will practice English more. That is too vague. Instead, I will listen to one English podcast episode while I commute on weekdays. You know exactly what, when, and how long.
Specific enough that you cannot argue with yourself about whether you did it or not. There is no, I think I kinda practiced. You either did it or you didn't.
Second, make it small enough to do on a bad day. Not on your best day. On the Wednesday when everything went wrong and dinner was a disaster and you're exhausted. Can you still do it? If yes, that's the right size. Because if the habit only works on easy days, it won't build. The habit needs to survive the hard days. Third, connect it to your real life. If you make coffee every morning, that's 2 minutes you could use to review one English phrase. You're not adding the habit to your life, you're folding it into what's already there.
So it feels less like extra work and more like a small upgrade to something you already do.
Exactly. Fourth, track it simply. You don't need an app. You don't need a system. A small tick on a calendar is enough. Just something visual that shows you it's happening.
Finally, a use for the journal.
The journal is redeemed. And fifth, the most important one, do not restart from zero after missing one day.
This one is so important.
Missing one day is not failure. Missing one day is just a day. The habit is still there. The self-trust is still mostly built. You just pick it up the next day. Quietly, without drama.
Because the moment you say, I missed a day, so it's all ruined, you're giving yourself an excuse to stop completely. And that's the real failure, not the missed day.
The missed day is just a pause. It happens to everyone. It doesn't undo what you've already built.
It's like tripping while walking. You don't stop walking, you just catch yourself and carry on.
Let's do a quick scene. I'm going to help you choose a real small habit. You be someone who wants to improve their English, but keeps giving up.
That is a role I was born to play.
Okay, what's your English goal?
I want to be more confident speaking English. I always freeze when I have to say something out loud.
Okay, so what have you tried before?
I signed up for online classes, went for 2 weeks, then I got busy and stopped. Then I felt guilty, then I avoided the whole thing.
Right. That guilt is what keeps people stuck. So here's what I want you to try. Every morning, while your coffee is brewing, say one sentence out loud in English. Just one. It can be about anything. What you're doing that day, how you're feeling, anything.
That's really small.
That's the point. Can Wednesday morning Noah do it?
Yes, even Thursday morning Noah can do it.
Then that is your habit. Not impressive, not dramatic, but consistent. And after 30 days of one sentence every morning, you will be someone who speaks English every day.
And that identity is worth so much more than 2 weeks of online classes followed by 3 months of guilt.
Okay, let's bring today together, because we've covered a lot of ground.
We have. And the main idea underneath all of it is this. You don't quit because you're lazy. You quit because the habit was too big for the life you actually live.
And the fix is not more willpower. The fix is smaller promises made to your real self, not to Sunday evening Noah.
Sunday evening Noah means well. He really does.
He does. But Wednesday morning Noah is the one who has to live with the plan.
So make habits for Wednesday morning Noah. Small enough to be resilient, consistent enough to build self-trust, simple enough to create momentum, and patient enough to compound.
Because small habits are not weak. They're smart. They're sustainable. And they work, especially for the people who have quit before.
Especially for those people.
And it all starts with something so small, you almost feel embarrassed to say it out loud.
Which is exactly why it works.
Don't forget, write one small habit in the comments. Just one honest thing you can try this week. We would love to read it. And now, let's slow down and look at today's 6 key vocabulary words, so you can use them in real conversations about habits, progress, and change.
Our first word is resilient. This is the word for habits that survive real life.
Resilient means able to recover quickly from difficulty, strong enough to bend without breaking.
Say it slowly with us. Resilient. Resilient.
The most useful sentence is, small habits are more resilient than big ones.
That means a small habit can survive a bad day. It doesn't need perfect conditions.
You can also say, she is very resilient. That means she recovers well from hard situations.
Can I say resilience as a noun?
Yes, resilience is the noun. You can say, building small habits increases your resilience.
Why did you choose such a small goal?
Because I want something resilient, something that works even on hard days. Our second word is consistent. This is the most important word for habits. Consistent means doing something regularly, without stopping, the same way, over and over. Consistent. Consistent. The easiest sentence is, I want to be more consistent with my English practice. That sounds so much more natural than I want to practice English more. Yes, consistent tells you how, regularly, reliably, without big gaps. The noun is consistency. You can say consistency is more important than intensity. That means doing something small every day matters more than doing something big once. Is your English improving? Slowly, yes. I've been consistent with listening practice for 6 weeks now. So instead of saying, I keep doing it, say, I've been consistent. Our third word is overwhelm. This is the feeling that stops people before they even start. Overwhelm, as a noun, means the feeling that something is too much to handle, too big, too heavy, too many things at once. Overwhelm. Overwhelm. A natural sentence is, I quit because of overwhelm, or the goal created a feeling of overwhelm. You can also use it as a verb. The task overwhelmed me. That means it was too much. And the adjective is overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed means I felt like there was too much to handle. Can I say I am overwhelmed by the number of English words? Yes, very natural and very relatable. Why did you stop studying? Honestly, I felt overwhelmed. There was too much to learn and I didn't know where to start. So instead of saying it was too much, say I felt overwhelmed. Our fourth word is momentum. I love this word because it explains exactly why starting small works. Momentum means the energy that keeps something moving once it is started.
The most natural sentence is, small actions create momentum.
Momentum is not about the final result. It's about keeping movement going.
You can say, I built momentum, or I gained momentum, or I lost momentum when you stop for a long time.
Can I say the momentum is building?
Yes, very natural. That means things are getting easier as you keep going.
I didn't feel like studying last night.
What did you do?
I opened the app for just 2 minutes. Then I gained momentum and kept going for 20.
So instead of saying, I started and kept going, say, I gained momentum.
Our fifth word is compound. This is the word for small actions becoming bigger over time. Compound means to grow because small things keep building on each other. Like interest in a bank account, you earn interest on your interest.
Compound. Compound.
A natural sentence is small habits compound over time.
You can also say confidence compounds through daily practice. That means every small session makes the next one a little easier.
And compound growth is the noun phrase. Like, the compound growth of daily habits is more powerful than one big effort. Do you really think 5 minutes of English a day makes a difference?
Yes, because small efforts compound. 5 minutes today makes tomorrow's 5 minutes slightly easier, and in 6 months, the difference is remarkable.
So instead of saying small things grow over time, say small habits compound.
And our final word, incremental. This is a beautiful B2 word for progress.
Incremental means happening slowly, in small steps, gradually over time, not all at once.
Incremental. Incremental.
The most useful phrase is incremental progress. That means progress that happens little by little.
You can say, I am making incremental progress. That sounds honest and natural, especially when progress is real but slow.
And the adverb is incrementally. My English is improving incrementally. That means step by step, slowly but surely.
Can I say the changes were incremental?
Yes, that means the changes happened slowly, not all at once.
Is your confidence in English getting better?
Yes, but incrementally. I notice small improvements every week. I can't see it on a Tuesday, but when I look back over 3 months, the difference is real.
So instead of saying, I'm improving slowly, say, I'm making incremental progress.
And that is our 6 words for today. Resilient, consistent, overwhelm, momentum, compound, incremental.
6 words that all point to the same truth. Real change doesn't arrive in one dramatic moment. It builds quietly, consistently, incrementally.
So this week, choose one small habit. Not impressive, not dramatic, just honest and keepable.
And tell us in the comments. We genuinely read every one.
If today's episode helped you, please subscribe to Enjoy English with Noah and leave us a comment with one small habit you want to try. It might be the most useful thing you do today.
Take care of your English.
And take care of yourself.
This is Noah.
And this is Mia.
And you've been listening to Enjoy English with Noah. See you in the next one.